These are the top 5 best gaming laptops that I've tested in 2024 so far. But look, as great as these gaming laptops may be, the fact is, nothing in life is perfect. So instead of overhyping them and just covering the good stuff, I'm gonna share the good and the bad, so that you'll be ready to make the best choice for you. And if any of these laptops have a good sale, you'll find the best prices at our gaminglaptop.deals website with the link below. We update that multiple times a day to include all of the best sales. So check it out regularly to save money on your next gaming laptop. Alright, let's start out with number 5 and work our way down to the good stuff, starting out with the Asus Scar 18. This is the biggest gaming laptop in my list with an 18-inch screen. But the fact is, gaming on a bigger screen just looks better, especially now that Asus have given it a mini LED screen this year. So it's super bright too and looks great. Performance in games is excellent. The RTX 4090 version can easily smash 4K gaming with high settings no problem. And this is without features like DLSS or FSR upscaling. CPU performance is the best we've ever tested in Cinebench 2024. And that's still the case with the charger unplugged and running on battery power too. At the end of the day though, apart from that new mini LED screen, last year's 2023 Scar 18 had similar performance in games, similar CPU performance, and actually slightly better battery life. So if you're okay without the mini LED panel, you could definitely save money by looking for a 2023 version instead. Alright, next up is number 4, and we're going to look at the opposite end of the size spectrum, and go for a gaming laptop that's way more portable, and that's the Asus Zephyrus G14. The G14 is one of the smallest and lightest 14-inch gaming laptops I've ever used, making it super portable and easy to take with you on the go. A smaller size does mean a lower GPU power limit, as there's less room for cooling, so other gaming laptops with the same GPU tend to perform better in games. But most of them aren't smaller 14-inch models. Ultimately, games still run well and you can have a great time playing, especially with the crisp OLED screen, which looks amazing. Color gamut is super high, brightness is decent but not amazing, and screen response time is insanely quick. That's one of the benefits of OLED, and it means responsive gameplay. Although a smaller laptop size means a smaller battery, the G14 just sips power and lasts longer than most other gaming laptops that we've tested. Build quality honestly feels the best out of all of the laptops we're looking at in this top 5 list. But it's not all sunshine and lollipops. A downside of the smaller size is a lack of upgradability. RAM is soldered to the motherboard and can never be upgraded. So you'll probably have to consider spending even more money on the more expensive 32GB version so that you've got room to grow. Steve from Hardware Unboxed recently tested 30 plus games and found that a few of them were indeed using more than 16GB of RAM, at least at max settings with a desktop RTX 4090. You probably won't be using max settings on the G14. He goes on to say that the majority of games today will run fine with 16GB. But yeah, when you're spending so much money on a gaming laptop that you're going to use for years, I think 32GB is a smart move. Alright, for the third best gaming laptop we've tested so far in 2024, we're going to go with something a bit more mid-range with the more common 16-inch screen size. And that's Acer's Helios Neo 16. The Helios was a decent gaming laptop last year, but now in 2024, it levels up even further with increased CPU performance due to 14th gen, faster memory, a better screen with faster response time and higher color gamut, faster Wi-Fi, Ethernet gets upgraded from gigabit to 2.5 gigabit, the fans don't run as loud, and FPS in games is excellent compared to other laptops with similar specs. Now, those are some nice improvements, but like all of the other laptops, none of them can be perfect. The main downsides are that the Helios is on the larger and heavier side as far as 16-inch gaming laptops go, and for some reason, Acer is using a bigger 330-watt charger too, which we normally only see on higher powered RTX 4080 or 4090 laptops. The biggest problem is the battery life just straight up sucks. It's very low when compared to most other laptops that we've tested, and the Type-C charging is limited to just 65 watts instead of 100 plus. So you're probably going to have to take the larger 330-watt charger with you. Hang on, isn't this supposed to be a video about the best gaming laptops? Those sound like some pretty serious drawbacks. Well, maybe. The Helios is one of the most responsive laptops we've tested, only beaten by far more expensive RTX 4090 gaming laptops. The screen looks good and offers a fast response time, and combined with the fact that it was one of the best performing RTX 4070 laptops we've ever tested in games, well, Acer's Helios Neo 16 just offers a great all-round experience in games. So as long as you're someone who mostly uses their laptop with the charger connected, then the performance from the Helios is excellent. But if you're after something a bit better than the Helios, then next up in second place, we've got a gaming laptop that has much better battery life. And that's Lenovo's Legion 5. This is another 16-inch gaming laptop, but the Legion has some nice benefits compared to the Helios. Not only is the Legion usually cheaper, but it's a little smaller and lighter. You can get more customization over CPU and GPU temperature and power limits through software. There's more customization in BIOS. It has better Linux support. It supports higher wattage Type-C charging. It has better battery life and battery saving options in software. And it can sustain higher CPU performance when running on battery power. Performance was quite similar with the chargers connected though. And the camera and mic quality are better with the Legion compared to the Helios too. So it's an easy choice then, right? Forget about the Helios and just go for the Legion 5. Well, it's not quite that simple. The keyboard lighting on the Helios gets more vibrant, the keys feel clickier to type with, its touchpad is bigger, it has faster ports in better locations, it's faster when it comes to total system latency, and it performs better when it comes to content creation work. Generally speaking, performance in games was fairly similar between them, as the laptops I've tested have the same CPU and GPU. The Legion's charger is smaller and lighter compared to the Helios, but during a combined CPU and GPU stress test for thermal testing, the battery in the Legion 5 actually dipped down from 100% charge to 80% charge after about 3 hours. And that didn't happen with the Helios, so that's an advantage of the Helios's higher wattage power brick. The Helios has more sustained power, but at the expense of less portability. Now, that said, in most cases, I don't think this is going to be a real problem for most people with the Legion 5. Most games just don't fully max out both the CPU and GPU the whole time while you're gaming for hours. And even if that is happening, it would take a very long gaming session to completely deplete the battery. And even if that did happen, you would still be able to continue gaming just fine on the Legion. It would just mean that if you needed to immediately unplug the charger and take it somewhere, then you probably won't have much battery power left. And hey, at least the battery life is a fair bit better on the Legion compared to the Helios, which personally I think is more important. But overall, the Legion 5 wins more than it loses when compared to the Helios Neo 16, making it the better overall pick in my opinion. But I've already done a whole dedicated video comparing those two in depth if you need more details. Alright then, so what's the best gaming laptop that we've tested so far in 2024? We've been able to review 17 different laptops in the first half of 2024, but I know there are plenty of other models out there that we haven't tested yet. There's just only so much time in the day. But don't worry, because I will be doing this video again towards the end of the year, after we've covered 30 plus gaming laptops. So make sure that you're subscribed for that, but I digress. So far, the best gaming laptop that I've tested in 2024 is Lenovo's Legion 7. This is basically the next level up from the Legion 5 just before it, which also means that the price goes up too. But higher cost equals nicer feeling build quality, and personally, I think the Glacier White version I've got here just looks super clean. This is Lenovo's replacement of last year's Legion Slim 7, so they removed Slim from its name. But in 2024, it gets upgradable RAM compared to soldered RAM last year, and it has a higher end processor with more performance now, and it's able to keep thermals under control with a new cooling design, despite removing the air exhaust vents on the side, which also means no hot air blowing on your mouse hand. The main problem I've got with the Legion 7 is the price. Even on sale, we're talking about $1,850 for an RTX 4070 based gaming laptop. You can easily get an RTX 4080 gaming laptop for less than that price. And based on our testing, the 4080 offers 55% more FPS in games at 1440p. That's just a trade-off of a more premium gaming laptop. They just cost more money. So you'll have to decide if you want to instead prioritize higher performance. But yeah, yeah, out of all the gaming laptops I've tested in 2024 so far, this is the one that I would like to take around with me personally. It just feels well built, looks great, performs great, and it's not as big as a lot of the other laptops that we've looked at. And for me personally, I only use a laptop when I'm out traveling, so I don't want something that's gonna weigh a ton. But yeah, if the main downside is the price, at least that's something that's subject to change over time. And if the Legion 7 or any of the other gaming laptops covered in this video have a good sale, we'll definitely add them to the gaminglaptop.deals website. Check it out with the link below to save money on your next gaming laptop. We update it multiple times a day to share the best sales. And you can even sign up to our new weekly deal alert email, where we highlight the best deals of the week and explain why they're worth considering. Of course, another great way to save money on your next gaming laptop is to buy a last gen 2023 model, because they still have the same Nvidia RTX 40 graphics inside, which means similar FPS in games, while also costing less. So check out the top 5 gaming laptops from 2023 over there next.